You enjoy staying home, but people around you keep saying, go out, meet some people. And after hearing it enough times, you start to wonder, maybe there really is something wrong with me. Don't worry, there is nothing wrong with you. You're not lacking social skills. Your brain is simply rejecting low-quality stimulation. Recent studies in psychology suggest that people who enjoy being home tend to have higher intelligence, better emotional balance, and a deeper sense of self-awareness. The French philosopher Blaise Pascal once put it this way: all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Most people can't handle being alone, so they chase shallow relationships and surface-level stimulation. They can't sit with their own thoughts, and that's where so many of their problems come from. But you're different. I'm not going to tell you to just go out and be social. That'll make you feel better. You've heard that one before. Instead, today, I'm going to walk you through the science behind why your brain keeps choosing home. By the end of this video, that nagging thought, "Is something wrong with me?" will be gone for good. Let me start with a simple question. After spending time with people, do you come home feeling recharged or completely drained? If it's the latter, that's not a personality flaw. Your brain is physically wired differently. When the world sees someone staying home, they instinctively think that person must be avoiding society. But environmental psychology sees it in a completely different way. Researchers call it voluntary construction of a restorative environment. Put simply, your brain knows exactly what kind of setting it needs, and it's building that setting on its own. This isn't avoidance. It's a sign that a highly developed self-regulation system is doing its job. Deep inside the brain, there's a small structure called the amygdala. It's about the size of an almond, but it does an enormous amount of work. It works like an alarm system, scanning for potential threats in your environment. A slight shift in someone's expression, a subtle change in their tone of voice, an awkward tension in the room. The amygdala catches all of these signals in less than a third of a second. And for people who prefer being home, especially those who are highly sensitive, this alarm system is set to an unusually high sensitivity. The same restaurant noise that someone else's brain shrugs off yours treats as a full-scale alert. At the same time, there's a region called the prefrontal cortex right at the front of the brain. Think of it as the brain's control tower. It handles decision-making, emotional regulation, and complex thinking. Studies show that people who prefer time alone tend to have significantly higher activity in this area than average. What that means is even when you're resting, your brain is constantly analysing, interpreting, and making sense of everything around you. Here's a way to think about it. If the average brain is a regular digital camera, yours is an 8K cinema camera. The picture quality is stunning, but each file takes up a massive amount of space. At a loud social gathering, your brain records everything in 8K ultra-high definition words. Facial expressions, the mood, the noise, even the lighting. While everyone else is shooting in 480p, you're capturing it all in stunning detail. No wonder the storage fills up fast. That's why after a gathering, everyone else is saying, "That was fun, let's do it again," while you come home completely drained. This isn't a passive personality. You're just processing data at a completely different resolution. People with this kind of high-resolution brain tend to share a few distinctive traits. First, you have almost no tolerance for empty small talk. You've probably experienced this before. You're sitting in a group, but nobody is actually having a real conversation. One person talks while everyone else pretends to listen, just waiting for their turn to speak. You see it. You sense it precisely. And the moment you do, your energy starts draining fast. It's not because you're introverted. Your brain is having a strong rejection response to interactions that feel fake. Small talk without real connection is like junk food. No matter how much you consume, it never satisfies you. At home, you don't need to put on that performance. Research shows that people who value authenticity actually report higher life satisfaction when they choose quiet reflection over forced socializing. Wanting to leave a gathering early isn't a social deficiency. It's a sign of having higher standards for meaningful connection. Second, your sensory antenna is remarkably sharp. A Friday night at a packed restaurant. For most people, it's just a lively weekend scene, but for you, it feels very different. Plates clinking, laughter bursting from every direction, the faint flicker of fluorescent lights, it all floods in at once. Scientists call this cognitive load. Your brain is collecting far more information at once than most people's, so it hits its limit much sooner. When you're home, you're not just lying around, you're tuning every variable in your environment to match what your brain needs. This isn't laziness, it's someone with precision equipment setting up the perfect conditions. Third, you use your home like a personal workshop. From the outside, it looks like you're just lounging around, but nobody sees what's actually going on inside. You might be deeply absorbed in something you're reading, following a train of thought into a new idea, or quietly building something of your own. In psychology, this is called flow, a state where your sense of time disappears and you're fully immersed in what you're doing. To get into this state, there's one essential requirement: an environment free from interruption. If you can spend hours at home lost in something, it means your brain is creating the conditions for flow all on its own. This isn't isolation, you're building a space for deep focus. Fourth, you already understand how precious quiet peace really is. You've probably already felt this, that the stress from tangled relationships is the most expensive bill in the world. In psychology, this is called boundary setting ability, and interestingly, it tends to be strongest in people who are mentally healthy. When you trim unnecessary relationships and choose a quiet evening, you're not pulling away from the world. It's a choice only someone who knows how to protect their peace can make. Cortisol research consistently confirms that people who voluntarily choose solitude show significantly lower stress hormone levels and stronger immune function. Fifth, you feel the true weight of time. Don't you already run this kind of math without even thinking about it? 2 hours of travel, 3 hours at the event. Out of all that time, maybe 20 real minutes of meaningful conversation. The other 4 hours and 40 minutes spent commuting, waiting, and sitting through small talk. If you'd spent those 5 hours at home, you could have finished a book, moved a project forward, or simply rested fully. If this calculation runs on its own, it means your brain is computing the opportunity cost of time in real time. That's one of the most underrated abilities in the modern world. We've covered 5 traits, and there's one core truth running through all of them. You're someone who can feel whole on the inside without needing approval from the outside. Let me tell you why that matters. Evolutionary psychologist Satoshi Kanazawa published a large-scale study in the British Journal of Psychology, and the findings were striking. The team analysed data from over 15,000 people between the ages of 18 and 28. For most people, more socialising meant more happiness. Seeing friends more often and going to gatherings regularly led to higher life satisfaction. But for the highly intelligent group, this pattern flipped entirely. The more they socialised, the less satisfied they felt. They were happiest when they had enough time alone. The researchers' explanation was this: highly intelligent brains tend to focus strongly on long-term goals, and they experience unrelated social stimulation as more of a distraction than a benefit. In other words, your brain values what it's quietly building on the inside more than a quick hit of social fun. That's why you don't need loud outside stimulation. You're already rich enough within. Now let's get practical. You can't completely disconnect from the world. There's work, family events, and situations where you just have to show up. Just open up a little. Try to think positive. If that kind of advice worked, you'd have figured this out a long time ago. Willpower isn't an unlimited muscle, it's a battery with a fixed charge. Telling someone at 5% to just try harder, that doesn't help anyone. You don't need a new mindset. You need a better energy management system. 1. Set an energy budget before you go out. Tell yourself, today I'll spend up to 50% of my social energy. When you feel half drained, leave without looking back. That's not running away. Even pro-marathoners pace themselves. 2. Don't react right away to uncomfortable questions. Why don't you ever come out? Don't you get lonely? When you hear this, your amygdala fires instantly. Instead, just pause for 3 seconds. In that short pause, your prefrontal cortex catches the alarm and gives you room to respond calmly. What comes out after 3 seconds sounds like this. I've been really enjoying things at home lately. That calm confidence shifts the whole conversation. 3. Turn your post-social recovery into a routine. Coming home and jumping straight into YouTube or social media isn't rest, it's pouring more data into an already tired brain. Instead, dim the lights as much as you can. Spend 5 minutes in total silence. No music, no videos, nothing. Then slowly drink a glass of warm water. The slight rise in body temperature activates your parasympathetic nervous system, sending your brain a simple message: you're safe now. Do this a few times, and eventually, just dimming the lights will be enough to make your body relax. 4. Rebuild your relationships around depth, not numbers. You don't dislike people. You dislike connections that are all surface. The test is simple. After seeing someone, do you feel drained or quietly recharged? The person who fills you back up, that's your real relationship. 2 or 3 people is more than enough. One last thing I really want to say. You are not someone who needs to be fixed. Your brain is simply protecting its own frequency in the middle of all the world's noise. You don't have to force yourself onto someone else's wavelength. Instead, build an environment that matches yours and keep the people who match it too. Tonight, before you fall asleep, try just one thing. Turn off the lights, close your eyes. For 5 minutes, don't think about anything, just feel your breathing. And say this quietly to yourself: I'm not a problem, I'm building a world that fits me. Neuroscience shows that when you repeat a self-declaration like this, the prefrontal cortex gradually begins to accept it as part of your identity. The time you spend at home is not wasted. The depth that the world can't keep up with, you're building it every day in that quiet space of yours. That's your way, and that is your strength. If this video felt like it was telling your story, leave just one line in the comments. Tell me what's your favorite time of day at home. That one line might be exactly what someone on the same wavelength needs to hear the relief of knowing they're not alone in this. And that's where real connection begins.